This is the Big O Show. 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 This.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvietto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orviettosawards.com. Orvietto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
house. Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV.
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slomin's, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices. With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
right. Good morning, one and all. Hope you all are doing well. It is Tuesday, September 17th. Sean Stanley, of course, is the man mastering the program. We are getting ready for a trip to Seattle. We will fly out on Thursday morning. So Thursday's show will be a little bit iffy. It'll be more of an afternoon, but it'll be maybe evening. Who knows? By the time I'm able to do the show on Thursday. But anyway, we'll get to something for you on Thursday, and we'll do something. We'll definitely get a show on. But it'll be our travel day, so that'll be a little bit of a challenge for yours truly. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done. And we're looking forward to our trip to Seattle. So if any of our listeners that may live in the Seattle, Washington area, I am leaving on Thursday morning. So I'll be there all the way through Sunday. I leave Monday morning. And so if you have any tips, we're going to Sean and I are definitely going to go down to the marketplace, and we're going to attempt to catch the fish. You know that whole where they throw the fish and all that? Well, I got to do that. I mean, I'm going to go there and not do that. You know, you got to do that. So definitely do that. Go see Jimi Hendrix burial site. Bruce Lee, I'm also told, is there too. Different cemetery, but I'm definitely going to do that. And then, you know, any other stuff that's going on in Seattle. And so all that good stuff. So if you have any tips for me, places to eat, you know, Seattle places, I don't need to go to a chain that's here, that's there. You know what I'm saying? Like real stuff that you can only find in Seattle, mom and pop places, some type of food that is legit Seattle or whatever. I need the tips. So please send them in because I'm going to use them. Okay. I'll definitely be at Pike's, right? I think it's called Pike's Place or something. That's where I'll be the first night because I'm going to go for the Paul Weller concert. And so I definitely will be in that area on Thursday. So I'll need a place to eat or something in that area. So if there's any folks out west, and if you're listening to the podcast later on and all that good stuff, I know some people just listen to segments. It's not as many that listen to the to the show itself, because in the show, obviously, we have different things that go on because Sean's not going to podcast and slice up everything. But, you know, those of you that do listen to the show and all the other stuff that is said inside the show, we appreciate it. So help us out if you can. Manny Navarro will join us at 11. Furones, remember, is no longer on Tuesdays now. Now we moved it to Thursday because it's Thursday and game day. That's how Furones joins us. And then Perkins, obviously, Chris Perkins will join us on post-game also. So we've got that going on. What else? A lot of things. Obviously, we got some stuff I want to talk about Dolphins-wise. The coach addressed the media yesterday. Talked about the TUA situation. We'll get into that because it's interesting because he said something without saying it. He said the team said something yesterday without him saying, and we're going to get into that because it's kind of it's an interesting dynamic, and it's one that, you know, some people still don't understand. A lot of you do, but there are some folks out there that still kind of don't get it. You know, and so it's we'll explain it a little bit more, and hopefully some people will understand it. By the way, I saw did you notice, Sean, the Dolphin game yesterday? Seattle was favored by 6.5. Today, Seattle's favored by 5. That's a huge swing, dude. 1.5 it moved. That's a lot of confidence in Skylar Thompson there.
Oh, we got Snoop to back him up.
That's true. That's true. We are going to have a little gin and juice. So, I mean, right? once you got a little gin and juice, it's over. You can't do anything about it. You can't stop us once we have gin and juice. So I am looking forward to it. Thank you. Thank you to a time. Yes. This one I believe I bought this one at Caneswear. So they have, like, obviously they have the one with the whale, and they've got tons of hats with the whale. But what I love about Caneswear, they're smart. They have a lot of hats, a lot of different hats with the old logo. And so every time, pretty much when they add one different with the old logo, I pretty much buy, right, Sean? Don't I end up like I almost end up buying a Dolphin hat every time I go, because they end up having a new one that I don't have with the old logo. So that's what I love. I love collecting Dolphin hats with the old logo. And I get them in whatever, it doesn't matter. I could get the plain Jane orange or the plain Jane aqua. It doesn't matter to me. I got it in white or whatever. It's all good. I try to find different combinations, but as long as I've got my logo, life is good. As long as I got my logo, life is good. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for the compliment, and thanks to Caneswear, because they always have all kinds of hats. I believe you have to purchase the fish at Pike's to throw it, but they'll be tossing the fish around. It's a pretty cool area of Seattle. The first Starbucks is right across the street. I'm not really a Starbucks. I know Sean isn't either. Neither one of us are really coffee people. So that would actually be cool for somebody, right? That's a coffee person. Did not know that, by the way, which is a nice nugget to know. And I did not know that you have to purchase that, which would make a lot of sense because they'd be ruining a lot of fish. So, okay. So there you go, Sean. So I'm going to have to purchase a fish for us to catch. All right. Oh, but you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know what, Sean? We have an Airbnb. We could take the fish and still cook it. What the hell? You know how to cook, Sean? Oh, no, there we go. Because I wasn't going to cook. Oh, man. But yeah, definitely got to try that. We're going to film it. We're going to try it. And what's the over and under? Does Big O catch the fish? There we go. We have got a poll question for you. Will Big O catch the fish at the marketplace? At the Seattle marketplace. Okay. All right. Will Big O catch the fish at the Seattle marketplace? Yes or no? That's it. No in between. There's no fence straddling here. Let's see what kind of confidence you guys have in me. I know it's going to be 0, but hey, what the hell? Let's have some fun with it, right? It's kind of the idea, you know? You live once. You live once. This may be the only time I ever go to Seattle in my entire life. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed that I get to go to Seattle. I wish my Dolphins were in better shape. I'm hoping for a miracle. It's Skylar Thompson. Somehow the light goes on and he does something that I don't expect him to do, to be quite honest. I have no hope for that. I already voted no there, by the way. Just I started it off already, the hate. There you go for you guys. Anyway, so the question is up. Will I catch the fish? Yes or no? You never know. Let's see. What do we have? Steve Chapman is in the house. He's number 1. Let's see. Jamie Zoria out in San Jose. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of the like button, por favor. Cosa Nostra. Huntley's acquisition pacifies the Dolphin Nation. No, that does nothing for me, bro. Nice kid, local guy, all that good stuff. Yeah, let's get into a little bit of Snoop Huntley. Snoop Huntley signed by the Miami Dolphins, and it's a feel-good story because he's a local kid, and I know Nick Hicks also, the local trainer, trains him too. The guy trains Tua and others and many other players that play for the Dolphins and other teams, and everything about Snoop Huntley is all cool, but let's just talk about the athlete that plays quarterback. I haven't seen really an accurate passer. I actually think he doesn't fit this, and I think this is just me spitballing. Okay, I think you're going to see multiple quarterbacks now. I think Skyler will be the starter, but I think Snoop is going to do some things. And I think they're going to offset it, and they're going to use him for certain things, running packages, things around the red zone, maybe. I think that they'll try to do something like that and get him involved. If they're going to be without Tua for a few weeks, then maybe what they do is they mix it up a little bit and use Snoop in other ways that they can't use Skyler. That's just me, because if not, let's be honest, you're then coaching completely different offenses, because Skyler really can't run the offense that Tua runs. So you got to dumb that one down a little bit for Skyler to run it. But then if you've got Snoop, then you're going to run a completely different offense. So that tells me that you're going to add the athleticism of Snoop into your offense. Not necessarily the guy that is. That's why when you heard the coach talk about, oh, this is nothing on Skyler, and this is everything I've seen Skyler from day one, and blah, 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 and you're home, all that kind of stuff going on. Okay. So he sold you Skyler, and I think, just me spitballing, okay, I think this kid's going to be a package guy, going to be a guy that they're going to have some kind of deal going on with him for some kind of plays in certain situations. And they're going to use his athleticism because it just doesn't make any sense. So since he can't really run the offense that you run, then that means you're going to use his skill sets and add them to what you're doing now. That's what's going to happen. That's where I'm at with the whole Snoop Huntley thing. It's not a fit. You go get Blaine Gabbert. Okay, not a good quarterback, but he fits. Not a good quarterback. I wouldn't believe in Blaine Gabbert as far as I could throw him. But I understand why you would sign him, because he kind of fits what you do. Okay? But in Huntley's case, he doesn't fit at all what you do. So then why would you sign him? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, he's going to be a wildcat. He's going to be some kind of specialist. Okay. All right. I can see that, And if your guy, Skyler, is not sharp, then you'll implement Snoop in there in certain packages a little bit more. That's all. And if Skyler's hot and he's throwing well, then you'll use Snoop a little less. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's kind of why he was brought here. Let's just see. He was sitting, listen, you can't brag too much when they're sitting on the practice squad. Okay? So if he made the Pro Bowl and you still put him on the practice squad, it's not like you're hurting if you let him go, Captain Saki in Tarpon Springs, good morning to you, sir. Ray Sosa is in the house. Kyle Cockrow, Gus, Brian Morgado. Brian, I think I answered your question about Snoop taking over. Steven Gonzalez, One-Eyed Jack. Yes, lots of injuries across the league. Do you think it's to a lack of offseason? Yes, there's no doubt. No doubt. Ocala Joe, Smashing that like button. Yes, sir. Smash it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In spite of recent situations with Tua, yes, I realize that might make me a blind-ass fan. Staying on course with the season in spite of the recent situation. Well, what do we have? We have no choice. We're fans, right? I mean, if you're just going to turn off the season and not watch a game, then you're not really a fan. It sucks. It sucks the situation that we're all put in. It sucks the situation that Tua and his family are in. It sucks the situation that Tua puts himself in, too. It sucks the situation that the coaches have put themselves into. It sucks the situation the front office has put itself into, right? I mean, everyone is to blame here. We can't let anyone off the hook. But what are we supposed to do? Give up? No, dude. I mean, it is what it is, brother. I mean, we've watched the team with Cleo Lemon quarterbacking it. We've watched it with Cam Cameron coaching it. Now we've got a shorter, stoner-looking Cam Cameron coaching it now. You know, it is what it is. What are we going to do? But I don't think the players have given up on you. And while they haven't given up, I'm not going to give up. You know, Jimmy Butler gives up and you don't want to watch. I get it. That kind of pisses you off, you know. But I'm seeing players out there bust their ass. They just need better direction from their head coach. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? But Achane is a guy that I want to watch. You know? And if Austin Jackson makes a mistake, I can live with it, but I want to watch it because he's giving his all. What Jalen Ramsey did 2 weeks ago to go all the way across the field to stop that run, I'm going to watch. I know he's not himself right now. And for whatever reason and whatever it is, but it's not because he doesn't give a shit. I'm not doing that. So through and through, you know, I'll just go through it. I'll go through the emotions. I'll suffer like the rest of you. I'll enjoy it like the rest of you. I'll get mad like the rest of you. I'll get frustrated like the rest of you. It is what it is. You know, that's kind of the way it goes. But that's our lives. What are we going to do? You know, what I get turned off on is the Marlins. They're not even. It's not that the Dolphins aren't trying. They tried. Maybe some of the things they tried didn't work. Okay. Sometimes the Heat tries. Some of the things they try hasn't worked. Okay. You know, but then when it works for the Heat, it's beautiful. Right? Panthers, some of the things weren't working when Viola and Sifu took over and they continued to make changes, the GM, everything else. At first, when they acquired the goalie, it didn't work out. Now it all worked out. Man, you know, what are we supposed to do? But they're trying. Okay? They're trying. They're trying and they're failing. But they're trying. There's something there. And so if you're trying, I'm going to try too, as a fan. So it sucks. We don't believe in Skylar Thompson. We're rooting for him, but deep down inside, we don't believe in him like we believe in Tua. Of course not. It is what it is. What are you going to do? But what are you going to do? Just give up on it? No, dude, that's not my style. I don't do that. We'll complain. We'll bitch. We'll laugh. We'll enjoy. We'll go through the whole, you know, array of emotions. But I am not quitting. Yeah, that's not in my DNA, dude. It's not my DNA. I've been in the same job for 34 years. I've been with the same wife for 36, 37. I think it's going to be 37 now in November. So, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I'm a loyalist, you know. I'm going to stick with what I love. And it's painful, but I'm going to stick with the Dolphins. Ocala Joe is in the house, smashing the like button. Let's see. GP Trap, TUA Time, Baseball with Jut. NorCal is in the house. He is sparking it up. Giovanni out in the mountains of Western North Carolina, you bastard. What a great part of the country. Love Western North Carolina. Let's see. What else do we have? True Fin fan. The Eagles' offensive and defensive line should be example as to why the priority to success. Hurts is not a good QB, and they win except last night was just a stupid. You run the ball, bro. You run the ball. You run out the clock. You don't throw the ball in that situation because 2 of 3 things can happen, and they're bad. Right? You can either have an incompletion, which is what they got, and you stop the clock, or you could have an interception. Only one of the 3 is good. So you run the ball. You don't throw it to that guy. It's not that, and I don't blame it on Saquon. I mean, we're all human beings, dude. You think he wanted to drop it? No, but you run the ball there. You don't throw in the Super Bowl. You just hand it off to Marshawn Lynch. Sometimes things are just, keep it simple, stupid. And that's all you got to do. Keep it simple. You know what simple is? Use Waddle and Tyreek, not Dubose and Chosen. And this shit about, let's rest him. No, dude, you're paying him $30 million. Rest him when you got a lead. But at that moment, use Tyreek. I don't want to see Tyreek and Waddle on the sidelines. I don't want to see you use second. Keep it simple, stupid. Mike McDaniel, when the run is working, keep it simple, stupid. Just keep running. Nick Sirianni last night, keep it simple, stupid. Just run the goddamn ball. Sometimes it's really easy. It's really not that difficult. What's incredibly moronic is thinking that you're just going to outsmart the other person, Mike McDaniel. And when you try to be a smartass, dude, you get burned almost every single time. Do the boring thing. Do the predictable thing. And that's what happened last night. You didn't do the predictable thing. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It's a slap to your players. It's just like this week, man. I was so disgusted. And I told the people in the building, how the fuck do you count on Dubose and Chosen in those moments? You know? Like, how do you count on it? Like, that's not the coach, I told them. It's not the guy. He's not the guy. Anybody that does that, you think this is a fucking video game or something, man? You're playing against your stoner friend, so you're going to fool him and you're going to, I used Chosen on you. This is real life, bro. In real life, you don't count on a guy that spends his life as the gypsy of the NFL, bouncing around from team to team to team to team. And there's a reason why he's bouncing around team to team to team to be the 8th receiver on every team. Because nobody's going to count on his ass, especially in a moment like that. Keep it simple, stupid. Sirianni. Keep it simple, stupid. Pete Carroll. Keep it simple, stupid. Mike McDaniel. Emilio Hernandez found a Houston-based Dolphin club with about 170 plus members going to meet everyone this Sunday for the Seattle game. What do you need to know to come to H-Town? Wow, Emilio. Well, first of all, we need a sponsor, but that's the key. It has to be a bar where I can be with Dolphin fans, and that the bar is willing to obviously host us. provide the Ethernet line, obviously. So, yeah, all that stuff has to be there. Yes. Wow. That is very cool. 170 Dolphin fans. I freaking love that. How come what's their Facebook or Twitter or whatever? Please send me that too so I can follow them also. I like following Dolphin clubs. I don't mind that because I don't mind, even if they follow me or don't, whatever, I don't give a shit. But I don't mind supporting them and promoting all their shit all over the country. If they have Dolphin watch parties in Portland or in Houston or in Maine or in, I don't care, North Dakota, I'd love to promote any Dolphin club anywhere in the world. So that's cool, man. That's awesome to know. That's fantastic. Man, all we need is the team to get over the hump because our fan base is just great. It really is. We don't get enough love, but I know it because I deal with it. So I know how special our fan base is. Oscar Rojas is in the house. Emilio Hernandez, Alejandro Molinar, Fernando Perez, True Fin Fan, Vic Fangio, soft coverage. Yes, it cost him. Skylar Tipton, Adolfo Foliaco. Thank you for the love in the super chat. I'm a fan of your show because you speak facts about the Dolphins, but are your emotions as a fan affecting the judgment of the team and coaching staff like you did last season when you called them a fraud? Well, they were frauds last year, right? They proved to be frauds last year, and Mike McDaniel's proving to be fraudulent again as a coach. So I started questioning Mike McDaniel last year, right? As a game day coach, I don't think I'm wrong there. Maybe I might be wrong with the front office because some of these things are now exploding on them. So that you can blame me for that if you want to blame me for that. I still believe Tua can play, but durability, I can never argue with that. That's always been his problem. You know what I mean? And durability is even worse when Tua Tagovailoa makes terrible decisions. When he plays stupid football like he did the other night, that isn't going to help any of us. That's why I said when we opened the show, I said, you feel for Tua and his family because everything they're going to. And you also, are mad at Tua's decision-making too, because this is one of the reasons why we're in this whole pickle, as they say, because Tua makes bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? He can play the game, but he's got to stay away from the stupid decisions. By the way, Adolfo, I'm glad you mentioned it. This is good. This is fantastic. So you say my emotions, which is true. Sometimes it could get the best of me. I'm okay. But are the emotions getting the best of Tua Tagovailoa? There you go. This will be one that Sean will be putting up. Are the emotions getting the best of Tua Tagovailoa is the question you got to ask yourself. And I'll give you the answer. Hells to the yes. The emotions that he has in him, he needs to learn how to control them. What is that word we love using on this show? Compartmentalizing, right? Tua's got to compartmentalize his emotions. I'm not Hulk the hero. I'm not Captain America. I can't run through a wall. I can't outrun him. I can't tackle him. I can't be tackled. I've got to learn to take a sack. I've got to learn how to throw it away the right way. But his emotions say, oh, I can still throw it out of bounds when I'm completely off balance and I've got no leverage whatsoever. And I don't really have a powerful arm. So that gives me all the mathematical equations in my head that says, duck, stay with the ball on the floor, and get tapped. Instead, hero, defenders in front of me. No, I'm going to go through him. Emotions. get the best of him because he thinks all of a sudden I'm a football player. No, you're not. You're just a passer, just like Marino, just like Manning, just like Brady. You're just a passer, bro. That's all you are. Don't let the emotions get the best of you, thinking that you're some kind of Usain Bolt, that you are some kind of Nigerian nightmare. Because all you're doing is creating nightmares for your family, for your coaches, for your front office, for your fans, for your teammates. So the emotions, I'm glad you mentioned that, Adolfo, because the emotions of Tua Tagovailoa continue to get the best of him. The emotions cloud his judgment. The emotions cloud his intelligence. It makes him a stupid player on the field. A young man who is bright, who is definitely intelligent, who is thoughtful, who is selfless, but to a default. And he's got to learn to be selfish. He's got to learn to be controlling of his emotions. He's got to learn that he's got a shit ton of limitations. Marino knew he couldn't move. Then he blew out an Achilles, could move less. But he still found a way to get it done within those parameters. He has parameters. And he refuses to play in those parameters. It wasn't, Brady had no problem playing in those parameters. Won titles and went to the Hall of Fame. Marino, parameters, Hall of Fame. Peyton Manning, parameters. He knew what he could not do, and he had no problem with it. I don't understand what the hell is going on with Tua Tagovailoa. Please, somebody play this segment for him. Because obviously, nobody sits down and looks at him in the eye and says, dude, this is not who you are. And guess what? You'll never be that guy. This is who you are. Last year, Josh Allen under Ken Dorsey and Lamar Jackson under, I forgot the name of the guy from last year, they did something really stupid. They said, hey, we're going to keep you in the pocket and make you a pocket passer. That's not who you are. In comes Joe Brady. In comes, now I'm forgetting also the new guy, too, on top of all of that for Lamar. And they dropped that shit. No, let's get back to running. Because that's who you are. If you sit there in the pocket, your team will go nowhere. Because that's not who you are. You can't pass from the pocket consistently. Because that's not who you are. So Tua Tagovailoa has to stay within his parameters and not allow his emotions to get the best of him. And all of a sudden, he starts to think that I can put on a cape. And guess what, my brother? You got a fucking napkin, not a cape. We clear? You got a napkin. That ain't going to make you sore. You're not running like the wind. You're not running like Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, or Josh Allen. You run like an old man that is 50 years old. So stay back there, just like Tom Brady, just like all the other guys that played within parameters. But I don't know, man. The problem is now we have learned we can't trust Tua. We can't trust him because he fails to make good decisions and puts himself in constant risk. And he doesn't get it. And he refuses to get it. He refuses to understand it. It's a level of ignorance that is baffling to me. You would figure by now with the hip injury, he would have already understood, bro, I don't need any kind of contact. The second I see somebody, I'm folding El Tento. And he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And there's no shame in that, dude. I just mentioned the greats who couldn't move. And we didn't judge them for any of that shit. But all of a sudden, we have to judge. No, dude, passers don't need to be judged that way. Bro, pass. And that's all you need to do. And when you can't, fold it, bro. Take care of yourself. Live for the next play. Live for the next series. If your line ain't blocking, you ain't going to make up for it, dude. So when the left side blows up and it's coming at you, you don't try off balance to save your ass. You know how you save your ass? You get into it like a turtle shell. And that's it, dude. But he doesn't get it. So Adolfo, the emotions. Emotions are getting the best of Tua Tagovailoa. And by the way, another poll question for you. Are the emotions getting the best of Tua Tagovailoa? Right now, 83% say yes, 17% say no. But hey, man, emotions will always be a part of this show. You know why? Because this shit is real. None of it is fake. So that's, that's where I'm different than every other media member in town, pretty much. There's a couple, that are like me, born and raised here. And so, yeah, I'm not the media member that tells you, oh, I don't root for anybody. I'm Mr. Objective, and I don't care about any team. And I've moved from city to city, and I'm been here for a year or 5 years or 10. So it's not really my team, my town. That's not me. This is my teams. This is my town. Yes. So emotions will always be a part of this show. What am I going to do? Lie to you? Tell you that it's not? I can't do that. I want all the teams to win. So, yeah, I'm pissed when they lose. Ty from the Bronx, thank you, my man. I appreciate you for the love and the super chat. Very nice. Remember, you guys can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we love that. And Bitcoin moving a little bit today. So he says, you always keep it real, family. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. We try. We try. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Tua's in the NFL. He's got more of a cape than a lot of the haters that wish you were in the NFL, but are not good enough. Apparently, he's more than good enough. He's just got to stay in his lane, dude, and got to take the cape off and stop thinking that he can outrun people and run through people and avoid people and all that kind of shit. He's just got to stop that shit. He's got to just stop that. Stop all of that. That's all I'm asking. I asked this already the first go around. Maybe you weren't on the show back then, but when he had all the concussions and everybody was saying quit, I said, no. He doesn't have to quit. He has to just get rid of the football. And he did it all last year. And now he went back to playing stupid football again. So he's just got to stop with that shit. That way he can have a career. Yeah. Here's a great one. I thought of him today. It's like you feel like you're thinking of Tua almost every freaking day because just kind of everything revolves around him pretty much. Without him, like everything is just screwed. Anyway, guess who just signed the contract? The Penguins have signed Captain Sidney Crosby to a 2-year, $17.4 million extension. It carries an $8.7 million hit. Crosby's deal will be paid out mostly in signing bonuses. He'll earn $780K in base salary and $9 million signing bonus in 2025 and 26, and a $1.09 million bonus salary with $6.53 million signing bonus in 26 and 27. And his contract includes a full no move clause, no trade clause, in other words. So, I mentioned this because Crosby is now, let me see, here it is. Where is it? Because I'm not going to read the whole thing for you. But here we go. Sid the Kid sits 21st in league history in goals, 592, 14th in assists, 1,004, 10th in points, 1,596, 8th in points per game at 1.25 among players with at least 500 appearances. The latter is the most telling stat, with concussions costing Sid the Kid a good chunk of his prime in his early 2010s. He was rightfully named among the 100 greatest players in NHL history during the league's centennial celebration in 2017. Now, the Penguins missed the playoffs in back-to-back seasons, their first time outside the playoff picture since Crosby's rookie season in 2006. And why I mention it, it's because for you youngins, you don't follow his career. But this is a guy that is now entering his 20th season, that when he started, none of us expected him to make it to this point or even halfway of what he's made. And so I turned my attention to TUA. And TUA has done everything, listen to me, pretty much, except for Jesse Davis. There's only a couple of situations. But in almost every other case, TUA has brought all the pain onto himself. Oh, Milano. That one wasn't his fault either. That he didn't hold that one forever or whatever. That was just like a dirty push after or what. That's why I don't count ever that one. But there's a couple because you're going to be a quarterback, so you're going to get injured. But the hip injury, he held it for 4-something seconds. The ankle injuries also. The 2 concussions, hell, one of them was 5.1 seconds. Like, it's incredible. And then you watch this concussion. He ran into a guy. Like, bro, you know who you are. Who the hell are you running into somebody? You know? So these are the things that if you want to be Sidney Crosby, he can be. I said this 2 years ago before he had the year last year. I said he can have a 15-year career, but he's got to learn how to take care of himself. If he refuses to take care of himself, we have no control. We have no control over this. But it's up to him, and he's got to stop. So, Big O Crosby had issues with concussions. Yeah, Samuel, that was kind of the idea of the story. That's kind of why I brought it up. Let's see. This reminds me of the Jimmy and Danny days when all the sports holes only talked about Jimmy and Danny, Danny and Jimmy, Jimmy and Danny, Danny and Jimmy, David Woodley. Do I have that? Do I have Jimmy and Danny? Because it would be kind of funny for people to hear the Neil Rogers bit when we had Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson and they were fighting and it was all about Jimmy and Danny, Danny and Jimmy. And so it was kind of funny. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me see if I actually have it. I think I have a Neil Rogers file. I do, and I found it. But I'm not sure if I have Danny and Jimmy. I don't know if I have it. Let's see.
I have no life.
Yeah.
Man, you better know your laws, mister, because you sure don't.
There we go. Let me see if I can find it this way. It would be, I don't think I have it, man. What a shame. What a shame. God.
It is so hard.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't have the day. I mean, I'm sure I have it somewhere, but I just don't have it here.
Hey, Pee-wee, pull my finger.
Yeah, I just don't have it, man.
You've seen him on Channel 7 News, first as a 2-bit reporter, now as a 2-bit anchor that wears more makeup than Tammy Faye Baker and Mary Kay combined. Rick Sanchez sings. Hear the dulcet tones of the man who brought you Crime Check, Rick Sanchez.
La cucaracha, ya
Rick Sanchez. Rick Sanchez sings.
Give me a home with a buffalo of the deer of the
Don't miss Rick Sanchez in his Pasty Face tour over Hialeah. It's one show you won't want to miss. Steak for a good one.
A one in a million.
Rick Sanchez, he loves his audience.
I accept you as a precious gift from God.
We got a 69 in progress.
All right. It's enough. We'll do numbers to the audience. They have no idea what we'll hit them because most people just they missed out on that era, unfortunately, for them. What can I tell you? By the way, for you all out there, just in case if you follow it, Bitcoin has crossed 60,000. So we're at 60,115. The market, it is moving right now. No surprise. Dow is up 186 points. The S&P is up 36. The NASDAQ is down a point. But it is nice to see that Bitcoin is moving and crossing back over 60. Let's work our way to 70 now. Let's go. Solana is up nearly 3%. Ethereum is up 3%. Cosmos is up 5%. Star Atlas is up 5%. Illuvium is up 5.7%. Avalanche is up 3.4%. Jasmy's up 4%. Immutable X, I love it, up almost 18%. Woo! Damn. So Bitcoin up 4.4% right now. By the way, a little crypto news for you all. Bhutan, which is in South Asia, has now mined 780 million in Bitcoin using renewable hydropower, becoming the world's fourth largest government Bitcoin holder. Unlike some other governments that acquire Bitcoin through asset seizures, like the United States, Bhutan's holdings come from its own mining operations, which have increased since early 2023. Earlier in the year, a Bloomberg report revealed plans to expand their mining capacity from 100 megawatts to 600 megawatts. Bhutan's abundant hydropower resources support its eco-friendly mining initiatives, making it a suitable location for sustaining Bitcoin mining. Singapore's largest bank, DBS, to launch Bitcoin and Ethereum options trading. Also, addresses sending Bitcoin to exchanges have hit an 8-year low. That tells you everybody is hodling, baby. Sellers are drying out, and I feel bad for the people that sold. There's a reason why MicroStrategy has bought $1.8 billion in Bitcoin in the last 7 days. They're not stupid. And by the way, here's a little lesson for you all out there for new Bitcoin investors. Us older investors, we already know this, but for new investors, this is a nice lesson for you. The fiat price of Bitcoin will be volatile. You'll have some volatility. The fiat price of Bitcoin will always increase. So once you understand that it only goes up perpetually. You will have volatility, but that if you live in the day-to-day to the month-to-month, it's going to drive you crazy. But if you watch it from year to year to year to year, it only goes in one direction. So once you understand that, you're good. By the way, 1.4 trillion worth of Bitcoin has been settled on decentralized ledgers in August of 2024. 1.4 trillion. So for those, anybody questions whether there's transactions and all that kind of stuff, there's quite a bit. Also, from the rumor department, I'm a big Polkadot guy. I've been talking about Polkadot for a while. A couple months ago, came out talk about TikTok. And because the government, the U.S. government, is going after TikTok and their ties to China and all of that, and it's kind of almost forcing them to sell, well, Polkadot has stepped up. And TikTok went and explored several blockchains. And the blockchain that they thought fit what they need to do is Polkadot. And so Polkadot could end up buying TikTok. Polkadot currently has over 1 million users right now. TikTok has 170 million users. So decentralized, social media is coming to the blockchain. TikTok may be the first one to make the crossover. And if Polkadot buys TikTok, oh shit. I don't need to tell you what could happen. So I'm not telling you, I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch, but keep an eye on it because Polkadot could end up moving big if something happens here. So keep an eye on this Polkadot TikTok story because this is enormous. Okay? Just saying. And Polkadot TikTok may have to be forced to sell. So if Polkadot is the beneficiary of the forced sale in order to maintain their traffic, because if you're going to stay in the country, whether it's Democrats or Republicans, they both want to eliminate TikTok in this country. That would be devastating to TikTok. So, and there's a lot of people that make money off TikTok and all that other stuff that live in this country. If they move to Polkadot, oh my God. So there you go. That is your crypto minute right there. Okay. That's your crypto minute, baby. All right. What else do we have? Oh, check your NASDAQ ticker. You said it was down, but it's up. No, I didn't. I said it was up, dude. What are you talking about? You're not listening to me. I said it was up 180 points now, and the S&P is up 34. The NASDAQ is down a point. 0.92. Let's see. Which is stupid to go after an app that people make money on? Which is stupid to go after an app that goes? It's an app that makes a lot of money, my brother. It's an enormous business. Let's see. What else do we have? I feel the same about our fins. Oh, okay. You guys are talking amongst each other. The best advice is rarely taken. I highly doubt we would tank, though. Technically, that would be the best thing to do. I know they won't tank because that would mean the front office is done for sure. You didn't hire them to do 2 tank jobs. So, although the first one didn't really work out because the guy in charge of the team did not go along with the initial plan, apparently. So I understand all of that, right? And then Tua's a psycho. He wants to play, which you love his craziness, his toughness, and he doesn't give up. I just wish he would take care of himself. So I know it's not realistic, but I have to say, I have to be completely honest. Deep down inside, we all know the best thing to do right now is to tank the season. I know it sucks. I know it's not what you want to hear. Sometimes that's what I do on this show. I say what you don't want to hear. But what guarantees us that Tua is going to be responsible? Nothing. Well, it's almost guaranteed that he will suffer another concussion because he refuses to play the right way. And then it could happen anyway from any kind of hit as it is. And then what happens if you win? Let's say he comes back and you win 5 of 7, 6 of 8, and then he gets injured. Then what are you doing again? And that could be the final concussion. Or what? Oh, he rushed for the rest of the season and then next offseason, and then he comes back again. And so you ruined your draft position this year, and now you're going to risk it again next year because he's going to play some games and you'll win games with him. You see what I'm saying? There's no guarantees here. And I know, remember I talked about the selfish thing as a fan? You know, that segment that we talked about selfish, that you can be selfish in many ways. You can look at it selfishly like, well, hey, man, you know, Tua, we need you to play as much as possible and win. Or you could be the other way and say, hey, man, you're being selfish. You should get away and rest and take care of your family and take care of your life. And the team needs. You could go both ways and look at it selfishly. And I know it's screwed up for Tua because he feels like he's failing his players, his team. He got close to OBJ. OBJ's, you know, now all of a sudden, oh, I'm going to give up and I'm going to give up on the season. And so I know that there's all kinds of crazy pressure and all kinds of things going through Tua's mind too. This is not easy for anybody. But we cannot kid ourselves. Tua refuses to play within parameters. So if he refuses to do that, concussions are sure to come. And if some offensive lineman or running back makes a mistake and somebody gets a clean shot on him, it's going to happen again. And then where are you? So selfishly, you want to win games, but it could end up hurting you. It could be a detriment to your team. Because you don't want to give up on the season already because it's only 2 weeks in. And what are we, 15 weeks, right? It's a really screwed up situation, man. By the way, Welton Rayom, we love talking about Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646, bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. I tell you about Welton Rayom all the time. We're still in storm season, and we're there till November, so be careful. And, of course, we have torrential downpours at any time. It doesn't have to be a hurricane. Now we know, right? It could be a torrential downpour that causes all kinds of water damage, or maybe you've got a busted pipe. Whatever it is, do not call the insurance company. You call Welton Rayom first. They've got their own adjusters. They'll send the adjusters. They'll assess the situation. Then they will call the insurance company for you. You never have to deal with that headache again. Isn't that beautiful? All you're going to do is pick up a check at Jeff and Dan's offices. That's all. They're new, beautiful offices, by the way. They're in Hollywood. So go check it out. Call them 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy. I know a lot of people, unfortunately, are dealing with bankruptcy issues. Please call Welton Rayom. They can help you out. 954-966-4646. That's Welt and Rayom. Big O, you just said that everything revolves around Tua. Without him, we are screwed. I think you overrate Tua because of your personal like or him. Well, without the quarterback, Clyde, without the quarterback, there's nothing. You're not. The team doesn't look the same without him, dude. So, yeah, it revolves around him. And then it revolves around the decision you made and the decisions you made to try to protect him, which, you know, we could argue that maybe they should have done a better job and get real better talent. But this coaching staff thinks they can coach anybody up. We've talked about this. They go cheap in the middle. and they only pay their tackles or draft tackles. Under these guys, that's how they do it. That's their philosophy. Is it the wrong philosophy? It looks like it, right? So everything revolves around Tua. Because if Tua's not there, then how do you milk the Tyreek and Waddle contracts? You can't do it with Skyler. When Skyler and Teddy Bridgewater played, not one of those guys scored a touchdown. Do you know that? So everything revolves around Tua. I don't know how you don't see it that way. It's the one domino that affects everything. Even with a bad offensive line, he makes the right decision and cradles down and holds the ball, and the guy comes by to touch him or whatever, and he doesn't get injured, and he doesn't throw the ball away for a pick six. You live to fight another day. If he slides instead of going into the guy, you live to fight another day. You know what I mean? So it all revolves around Tua. And when that piece falls, it affects everything that's going on. I'm not sure how you don't see that. By the way, it masks, Tua masks how bad McDaniel is as a coach. Great play designer, but not a good coach. The coach puts his players in terrible positions, Tua included. So I'm not sure how you don't see it that way. But hey, man. You know, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And you can see things in a different, everybody can see things in a different way. All right, don't forget, you can support the show by making a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Bitcoin, by the way, shooting up to 60,418. So it's starting to make a move up, almost 5% up. So nice to see that movement. I like it. I like it. I like it. And remember, you can also visit our merchandise shop and use our QR code there to get into the merchandise shop. We got shirts and hats and all kinds of good stuff there. So check it out. All right. Hour number 1 is done. Hour number 2 is next. Manny Navarro will join us. And our Canes wear Miami Hurricanes, the undefeated Hurricanes, report.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Slomin Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Slomin Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Slomin Shield.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All right. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling good, brother. How are you?
Excellent, bro, because Saturdays are heaven. Sundays are fucking hell, bro. So, yeah. It's good. It's good. No, you know, it's interesting because the dynamics are beautiful. Both guys were being questioned for game day. Like, yo, how do you manage your game, right? And so we watched McDaniel, and even the first week against the Jags, it was a disaster again, and penalties and unprepared and all that kind of shit, right? And with Manny, we kept talking about we kept talking about how, okay, we know he's a phenomenal human being. He's a great custodian. He's an awesome recruiter. He's everything is perfect except the game day stuff. Well, now it's year 3. Okay. You have your kids, right? And now we're watching how they act. It's exactly the way Mario would want. It's completely different than how it was. They carry themselves professionally. I thought this week was a great test because you're getting all this fat head from winning and people telling you how good you are, and normal Canes teams would just, flop here and barely get by or win. No. They bitch slap them like they used to do to teams like this. They bitch slapped them from the beginning and said, you don't belong anywhere on the field with us. And they took them serious like they took Florida serious. So I'm watching one coach make no progress on game day, and I'm watching the other coach completely erase the nightmares of game day the last 2 years. Right. So, the dynamics are interesting. So it's fun for you now because now you don't have to talk about all this bullshit that we used to have to talk about.
Yeah, and look, man, it's proof of concept. Offensive and defensive line dominance. Mario said that from the get-go when he said he was going to come in and change the narrative here, and that's what it is. You're seeing this team basically dominate both sides of the line of scrimmage every single week, and it doesn't matter who is in there and who is out. You think about the amount of starters and key players that have been out for these first 3 games.
Tyler Barrett's making up for everybody out, bro. It don't matter, bro. Tyler Barrett, that guy, is he ready for Sundays? Because holy shit, dude! Wow.
Yeah, and that's the most encouraging thing is that they're doing it the way championship teams do it. And to me, Cam Ward has been sensational, and he's played great, and God knows what the ceiling is for that guy this year and this team. But to me, it all comes back to that emphasis that every week you are dominating the line of scrimmage, and that means that's going to work against just about everybody you play. Should work against everybody you play.
A.J. Allen this week. I love that Martinez got 3 carries, bro.
Yep.
I thought that was freaking super cool. That's when you're a legit program, that's the kind of shit you pull because you have a pool of backs and you say, okay, I got a tougher game next week. I've used Martinez quite a bit. This is a chance for me to get A.J. Allen in there a little bit. And sure enough, there he is, showcasing his skills, 100 yards. And now I got Martinez a breather this week. And now you go up against a tougher competition in South Florida than what you just faced in Ball State. But again, a game you should win. But now I got a fresh Martinez. Dude, fantastic.
Yeah, you got a fresh Jalen Rivers, your left tackle. You're able to escape. The one thing I was worried about was when I saw Nez Cooper on the ground. I said, that's gonna be a big one. But it was good to hear Mario say yesterday that he expects him back for this week, and that's a big sort of save because that's one dude that you're gonna need when push comes to shove against the big boys. So, I look, man, they are deep, they're talented, and this is what Mario was brought here to do.
Deep. Emory Williams.
Yeah.
Bro, he came out dealing, man. I mean, the deep balls were beautiful and on target. That was, again, dude, that's when your program is really, and I'm happy for him because obviously we know what he's been through too. So that's pretty cool. That was good.
Yeah. I mean, again, I've been telling you every single week you've had me on the show, oh, this is about a 16-game schedule now, right? You want to play for a national championship, you got to go deep. You got to build those reps for all those young guys. You got to build confidence. If you're going to build the Miami teams of old that they're perennially good, you need the freshmen to play. and not just garbage time, but a quarter or two. You know, you want them to make sure that they're ready to go in case there's an injury, and that's what you're doing right now. You're setting yourself up for a long season.
By the way, why is it that when you're on this fucking show, Bitcoin does shit like this?
I don't know, bro. I'm feeling a little lucky these days. I went 8-1 last week with my picks, including 3 upset picks.
That's a boner. That's a boner. That's a boner right there. But you've noticed that this has happened several times.
This is a trend. This is a trend with me, bro. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Every time you bring me on, it starts going in the right direction.
It's at 60,895. For Christ's sake. It was at 59,000 at 10 a.m. So look at that.
Yeah. All right. Listen, man, if I got to be your lucky charm, just bring me on every day, whatever it takes.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a Manny Navarro Bitcoin segment or some shit.
There you go. Give you a boost.
Go over 61,000 in this in the middle of this interview. All right, so what are we expecting from South Florida? It's a road game.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be the kind of road game that other people think. I think there's a shit ton of fans that are going to this game. They're playing it in the Buck Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're not going to have the home field advantage that you would think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is a showcase really for the Hurricanes fans that are spread out across the state to go to a game, to get an opportunity to, make a shorter drive, right? Wherever they live, it's probably a shorter drive for them to go to Tampa. Great stadium, great atmosphere. They did open up the upper deck, I think, because of student demand for USF, which is good. I'm happy for USF. I've told you for a long time. I think they're a program capable of taking a leap because of where they're located and public university, all that stuff. They're going to have a new stadium in a couple of years. So to me, I think it's going to be a good, fun atmosphere. But listen, it's a 16.5 point spread. I know everybody got all excited over the way USF has played Alabama the last 2 years, including in Tuscaloosa a couple of weeks ago when they were fighting them close. But I think Miami's going to pound them. I don't think it's going to be close.
Yeah, no, I think Miami's offense is better than Alabama's.
For sure. And I would say
that quarterback has got everything just settled down, dude. I mean, tight ends are elite now. It's awesome.
Yeah. I think when you look at USF, Byron Brown is an elite runner as a quarterback. But that pass offense hasn't been as good as it needs to be. You need to be able to beat this Miami team or to give them a game. You got to be able to throw the football on them. And to this point, nobody really has run or throw against them. And I think they're just not built the way I look at USF's roster and the way that they're built. They're not strong enough up front on defense to stop and to put pressure on Cam Ward. So I think Miami's going to win this convincingly.
Yeah, we've picked the winners the last 2 weeks and going over in the points. We said also go over 55.5. This time it's 65. Man, that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you something. They're going to win over 16.5. I already laid the 16.5. I think they easily win by 20. Easily.
I agree. I think this is a 3 or 4 touchdown difference. The question will be, at what point does, USF running the football as much as they do eat into those scoring opportunities, because they are going to run the ball a ton and chew up clock. So to me, I think 65 is a big number.
Yeah, exactly. And you expect any of these guys, because we've been talking about maybe getting a guy or two back here, get him some playing time for next week. By the way, 61,000.
All right, good. We keep going up. I think we will see Jalen Rivers back. We will see Inez Cooper back. Those are the two main guys. I think Ruben Bain, there's a chance that he could potentially sneak in there. But again, the big one is next week, Friday night against Virginia Tech, the ACC opener. I think that's been the main date that they've had in mind all along. So it's just a matter of where Ruben is in his comeback. Damari Brown might be a little bit longer. But again, the way that they're playing, dude, I mean, you got OJ Frederick at cornerback, who's a true freshman playing out of his mind. You've got Tyler Barron disrupting everything. I mean, teams just don't even have time to throw the football with the amount of pressure they're putting on opponents right now.
Must be like, oh God, I got to deal with this guy, and wait till everybody else gets back. Wait till Bain and the boys get back. That's just, this defense is going to get nastier and nastier. And let me tell you something. I don't know the DNA of this team yet, but I'm going to go off the Florida thing. I think they're going to feed off of this atmosphere in Tampa.
They do enjoy it, I think, and to me, they take on the personality of Cam Ward. There is a relentless nature to want to destroy the other team. Like it's hey, we need to prove ourselves. Cam Ward brings that just naturally because of where he's from, playing at Incarnate Word, playing at Washington State. He has a chip on his shoulder to run up the score and destroy people. And I think that's the way the mentality. It's very old school Kane, like you said at the onset. It's very old school Kane mentality. Mario's loving this. This is what he wanted. This is what the fan base wanted. What the school wanted when they hired him. So to me, they've got all the right pieces in place right now to look like they're supposed to look.
Well, you're starting to see it. The next quarterback comes off. Okay. Oh, you lose Bain. No word. Barron's here. He'll take over. Oh, Martinez getting a rest, A.J. Allen taking over. You know, this is happening all over the place. So this is also shows you that they're turning the corner in that sense too, because you didn't even have enough of the 22. You didn't have enough impactful players in your 22. Well, now you have your impactful 22, and now you have your Jimmy Jones. Coming off the bench and saying, yeah, you're not missing a beat, and I can start and be a stud too. You know, that's what you want to start seeing. You want to start seeing the next guy take over and the next guy take over. And that's kind of what you're seeing now, which is cool.
It's the old school Miami way. And you know what? You can win national championships again if you can consistently do this year in, year out, game in, game out. You know, I look at the rest of the country right now. Ohio State's formidable. I like Texas's team a whole lot. I like Georgia. Beyond that,
Miami can be right there, bro.
Miami can be right there the way they're playing.
I watch it too, and the way Cam Ward settles everything, and now that you're winning at the line of scrimmage, which obviously Mark being a lineman himself, he knows the importance of that, and you're winning on both lines. I give Miami a chance against anyone right now. Way they're, I know now we need to get into the ACC schedule, and we need to see this on a consistent basis against better programs. But if that starts happening, then this will kind of convince us what we're watching is the real deal.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
On the downside, dude, my heart I feel so bad for him, bro. Tyler Van Dyke, man.
Yeah.
It's like he never, ever gets a fair shake. It's either a screwed up offense he's part of because they don't understand what kind of player he is here. And now he goes to Wisconsin, and the poor kid suffers a torn ACL and is out for the year. And he was playing well. I just sucks.
Yeah. I feel for him the same way. I think, we were talking about him being a potential NFL draft pick just a few years ago when he was the ACC Rookie of the Year, right? And we thought, man, the sky's the limit for this guy. But again, coaching changes, coordinator changes, injuries. It happens to so many guys, and that's why that's why the percentage is so low. People talk about, how hard it is to for guys to emerge and to realize their dreams. That's why it is. You run into so many different roadblocks.
Bro, but a lot of the shit isn't his fault, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's out of his control. That's, yeah, it really is.
So unfair to Tyler Van Dyke, dude. So unfair, man. I know he's going to fight through it and all that, but it's just every time I see it, it's like the kid has stupid coaches bringing him down. Now he goes there and it's like, did this guy like walk under a ladder and like black cats are crossing him every time? Like, what is for? Because it doesn't seem like he's a bad dude at all. So like, what the hell, bro?
just unfortunate situation. And I know, I mean, it's happened to so many guys like him. It really has. And so many careers get cut short and promise is unfulfilled. I hope for his sake he comes back, even if it's not at Wisconsin next year. He gets a chance to come back and have a strong final season in college football.
What just horrible, dude. All right. What do you got going on in the Athletic so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, going to have some more oddly specific predictions, man. I talked about earlier. I was 8-1 last week, hit on 3 upsets. 21-6 now for the season with my picks. I pick 9 games every week. Stat stuffers, the whole 9 yards. Get that in my ACC Power Rankings with Grace Rayner. We'll be talking about the league and who's doing well, etc. And I will be going to Tampa on Saturday, driving up Saturday for the game. I will be in the stadium to ride off of that game as well. So
I'll be there next week. Really. I'll be there next week on
for Virginia Tech. Yeah.
No. I'll be there next week on Wednesday for the Interrupters.
Okay.
At Tennis Live on Wednesday.
Gotcha.
I'll be there. And I'm going to, and of course I'm going to Burns Steakhouse.
Oh, absolutely. Got to make sure you hit Burns.
Well, because my birthday is October 1st.
Okay.
So next week is the 25th or 6th or something. We're going for the concert.
Nice.
And so she goes, she asked me, what do you want for your birthday? I go, I just want Burns. Take me to Burns when we go up. And she goes, but it's not your birthday. I go, so what? We'll make it like my birthday that day. And that's it. So I am going to have my Chateaubriand.
Oof, so good, man. People have no idea. People who've never been there, gone to that dessert room, had those steaks, everything, vegetables. So it's awesome.
Amazing stuff.
Yep.
All right, follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Better yet, subscribe to The Athletic so you can get all the insight and ride this beautiful hurricane season. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Good talking to you, bro. Talk to you Friday.
All right, Caneswear, don't forget, use our code BIG-O10. You will get 10% off anything in the store. You can do it online or in person. Use our code BIG-O10. By the way, online, if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. It's a beautiful thing. Check it out. They got anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. They got Dolphins gear. They've got, what's it called? Inter Miami gear. You can get Messi jerseys or kits, hats and flags, all kinds of stuff. Miami Heat, Florida Panthers championship gear. Put away the hat. Wow. There we go. Championship hat, Stanley Cup. Pretty cool. Damn, I just ran over my toe. Anyway, that hurt. So they got all kinds of stuff. Check it out. They even have Marlins. Ooh, my Marlins hat. I haven't put it away either. I got this Marlins hat recently, if you want to, not that I really watch the sorry-ass Marlins, but I love the hat, so I had to buy it. What can I tell you? I love hats. It is what it is. And you could get all kinds of hats. Original logo, whale logo, all kinds of stuff. Caneswear.com.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
All right. Bitcoin goes up, Big O is happy. Bitcoin goes down, Big O is happy. Which is it, Big O? Well, when it goes down, I get to buy more. So I'm happy because I hodl. And then when it goes up, my value of my bags are going up. So I can't lose. 61,137 right now. So we have crossed the 61 threshold again. We'll see if we continue going, or is this a fake pump? We shall see. But that's how we get it, man. We're happy either way. You know what I'm saying? I am not disappointed whatsoever. I know where it goes eventually. Remember, that's what I told you. I know where it goes eventually. Perpetually, it only goes in one direction. And that's all that matters. It's that the media and the novice and the non-investor, they see the volatility and they overreact. You know what I'm saying? And they don't really understand that when you put it into a 15-year graph, it just goes up. Sure, there's choppiness along the way, but that's your opportunity to capture more profits. You know, because when it hits a peak, it has a tendency of dropping 20%. So if you know it's going to then pass the peak again, you will gain that 20%. So why not take it? So you're happy when you take that 20%. And then when it goes back over 73.3, you bought again all the dips. And so now you're making more money and you're building more value. And the beauty is there's only a finite amount of Bitcoin. So the more you buy, you know, the less there is out there. So eventually it will grow. It's unlike the dollar that all they do is print and print and print. And even gold, they mine more and more and more dollars. I mean, more and more gold. They mine more and more silver. So there isn't a finite amount. No, they're finding 2 to 3% of the total gold every year. So they keep adding 2 to 3% of total. You can build more houses. You can build more skyline. All of that. You can't mine more Bitcoin. There will only be 21 million, and that's it. It's over. And that's the difference between this property and other properties that can be multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. When you understand that, you're in a much better place. CSR Collectible says, we are driving from Orlando to Tampa Saturday. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. Are there still tickets for that game? So thinking, you know what? I'm not doing anything. Do I go up with the wife for the hell of it? Tampa? I know I won't be able to get into Burns because it's too, short notice. Yes, sir.
That's this weekend, right?
Yes, sir. Oh, that's right. We're gone.
Yeah, I was just, aren't we a little busy? I mean,
Yeah.
if we're gonna make that trip, that'd be nice, I guess. Fly to Seattle, fly back here, see the Canes, fly back to Seattle.
Yeah, that would be.
I know you got it like that, but
Yeah, no, that would not be good for my voice. I don't think that would be good for my health to do that kind of craziness. That's right. Forgot we are going to Seattle. So no Canes for me, but we'll watch it. We'll watch it somewhere in Seattle. We'll watch it at some bar or something like that. We'll have to go to a bar that we can control the TV a little bit. We're gonna have to, because they're gonna want to watch their Washington Cougars and that kind of stuff out there. Let's see, what else do we have? Frankie Fresco, you're now a USF Bull. Is that what you're saying? Damn, talk about fair weather. Talk about a guy dumping his team. They're winning at the line of scrimmage because they're playing bad teams like Florida. I get that. I get that, Frankie. Florida is a bad team. You make a good point. Lofi says, Bitcoin becoming the least decentralized asset in crypto space. Time for the people to declare a new Bitcoin and leave them to the Bitcoin price manipulation. Yeah, that's not accurate, Lofi. But okay, whatever. The most decentralized thing there is in the world is Bitcoin. Okay. I don't think you're understanding decentralization. And that's probably the issue there, because Bitcoin is the only product or the only company, because it's really not a company, that has no founder, that has no ruling foundation, that has no pre-mine, that has no insiders, that has no initial investors, has no office, has no website, has no paid executive team, has no marketing team, has no paid dev team, has no starting price, has no human controlling it. So, yeah, I'm not sure you're understanding what decentralized means. The hash rate is at an all-time high, which means its difficulty is at an all-time high in solving its problems. That's as decentralized as it gets. The fact that anyone in the world can mine a Bitcoin is as decentralized as it gets. Only the Federal Reserve can print money. Nobody else can print money unless they're counterfeit. So I'm not sure you're understanding, Lofi, what decentralized means. So you slipped up on that one. Big O, I'm more concerned about McDaniel than Tua. I agree. If Tua actually makes smart decisions with his body, I totally agree. This guy did not have the team ready to play in 2 straight weeks. Dolphins look as fragile as McDaniel's body frame. Jose, when you're wrong, I'll tell you, my brother. And when you're right, you're right. Cannot disagree with you. Everything you said there is the truth. Let's see. Bought the tickets on StubHub sitting in the end zone lower for $129 plus fees. That's pretty good, CRS. Good for you, man. It sounds crazy and unbelievable, says Oscar, that Tua is everything to this team. We banked our whole future on damaged goods coming out of college. Then he got the worst injury a player can get, and we doubled down. But in a way, you're right to a certain extent, but I start to blame Tua more than anybody else because Tua can avoid all of this. And that's what you marry your wife, you marry your husband because, you want them to be loyal and be with you and love you and all that. And sometimes that doesn't happen, right? You raise a kid, you teach it to do everything right. Sometimes they don't do everything that's right. You know what I'm saying? So he's in the MVP race the last 2 years. The kid's played out of his mind. He's played well. Now, is the head coach the best? No. He screws the quarterback and the team all the time. He's not very good on game day. He hurts his team all the time. So all of it is not Tua's fault. Some of it, I think, what we have to do is it was a bad hire. Mike McDaniel is a bad hire. We have to be honest. Mike McDaniel's a play designer. He's a great human being, but he's really not a great game day coach. That might have been the bigger problem. And then you count on people, you love people, and they let you down. And unfortunately, you love Tua, but he let you down, and he let himself down because he refuses to play the game the right way. And he consistently makes bad decisions with his health. Forget about the turnovers. That's another thing that he does a little too much. And I was critical last year of that I said the one critique of him is that he had too many turnovers. So, just a screwed up situation. What can I tell you? It's a screwed up situation. It's the same old ball and chain. Yep. Tua cannot avoid this. No, he can't avoid it. If he didn't slide, don't run into DeMar Hamlin. You avoided it. It's pretty easy. That's all. Instead of throwing the pick six, just take the sack, dude. Just take the sack. Do a Brett Favre when he saw Michael Strahan and he went right down. Do we pick on Favre for that? No, dude. There's nothing wrong with playing the game the right way. He will live longer, avoid injuries by playing the game the right way. Is he going to avoid all of them, Frankie? Of course not. I mean, it's football. But give yourself a chance to actually play the game by not doing stupid shit. That's a concept there. Don't hold the ball for 4 or 5 seconds. Don't do stupid shit. He can make it easy on himself. Or easier. Easier. Because, of course, again, you're going to have a Jesse Davis miss a block. But a broken rib and a broken finger is a lot better in concussion. You know what I'm saying? Big O, what can you tell us about Huntley? You need to rewind. Peter Finfan. And it's early, right at the beginning of the show, in the first 15, 20 minutes, there's a Huntley segment in there for you. Peter Finfan, understatement of the year is McDaniel can't coach. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Frankie Fresco, thank you for the love in the super chat. Bad hire and bad draft pick, common denominator, Greer. Well, that's what he's going to get. Yeah, that's what he's going to get. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. One of my favorite sayings, and it's very true, Ninja. It's very true. And maybe they've had that conversation over and over with Tua, but he ain't listening. So that I cannot disagree with any of you out there on that. And the criticisms are, they're valid now. You can't defend it and you can't give it a break. I'd love to defend it and say you're wrong, but like I always say, when you're right, you're right. Hateful Steve is in the house. Tua's run over Jets defender. That's not a guy who understands his limitation, LOL. He stands up and starts flexing. It's just, Steve, it's just baffling. Like, know who you are, dude. What makes you think you can run over people? It's just plain stupid. There's nothing more to it. And in a way, it starts to become also disrespectful to the organization, because I'm sure they've had this conversation with them, and it's like, we need you to play like this, and then you don't, and then look at the trouble you've set. Now you've got more health issues. Your family's going crazy now, I'm sure. The wife can't be feeling good about this. Okay? I don't care what anybody tells me. There's no way that his wife is feeling good about this. So now your coaches, your players, the fan base, you set your team back. Why? Because you refuse to, play the right way. And I don't understand. There's no shame. Does he think there's shame in it? Does he think, maybe that's what it is too? Maybe all you people that have been picking on him, he does it because he also doesn't want to be criticized for that. When many great quarterbacks did everything to avoid a hit. Dan Marino did everything to avoid a hit. He did everything to avoid a sack. And thank God for that, because that's how he lasted 17 years. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is. By the way, we've got a couple poll questions. One, are the emotions getting the best of Tua Tagovailoa? Yes is 75%. No is 26%. Isn't there another one? But I can't see it.
We can only do one at a time. So once you call for the second one, it ends the first one.
Oh, it knocks out the other one, huh? Okay. Big O, can you sing Mountain, sung by Jane's Addiction, in honor of them? No, but I'll play some mountain music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. Right? Roll on down the river. to the caves and hide away. So I'll give you a little mountain. But no, I ain't singing Jane's Addiction. Sad Perry Farrell, huh? Yesterday, Dave Navarro released a statement. For those of you that may not follow it, here you go. Jane's Addiction had to cancel the rest of their tour. So those of you that got to see the few dates, you win. Following this onstage fight between Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro during a show in Boston on Friday night, the altercation came while the band was playing Ocean Size, and the singer seemingly out of nowhere got into the guitarist's face and shoved him. Farrell even threw a punch at a bandmate after Navarro tried to hold him back. The band has made a difficult decision to take some time away as a group. As such, they will be canceling the remainder of the tour. Navarro and Jane's members, Eric Avery and Steve Perkins, shared a more detailed joint message on their personal social media accounts. Due to the continuing pattern of behavior and the mental health difficulties of our singer Perry Farrell, we have come to the conclusion that we have no choice but to discontinue the current U.S. tour. Our concerns for his personal health and safety, as well as our own, has left us no alternative. We hope that he will find the help he needs. We deeply regret that we're not able to come through for all of our fans who have already bought tickets. We can see no solution that would either ensure a safe environment on stage or reliably allow us to deliver a great performance on a nightly basis. Our hearts are broken. Addictions are real. They're brutal. They take a toll on people. They take a toll on their family members. They take a toll on their friends. They take a toll on their coworkers. Sad, man. Sad. Sucks. On a positive note, Sean Diddy Combs was taken into federal custody in New York City with the ongoing criminal investigation into numerous allegations against him. TMZ reported that the music mogul was arrested by Homeland Security at a hotel in Midtown. The arrest was scheduled for Tuesday. However, the feds decided to move it up a day early. In a statement, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, announced Combs was arrested following a sealed grand jury indictment, which will be unsealed in the morning. I'd give him 20 years just for the Cassie video. Just for the Cassie video, I want that scumbag arrested and put in jail for at least 20 years. Then anything else you add on top of that, you can go ahead and add it. Because I'm sure there's plenty of other things. The Cassie video alone. That's all I need. Nothing more, nothing less. What a scumbag. I hope he rots in jail. I hope they do everything and anything to that guy in jail. All right, let's switch gears. Let's go to birthdays. And let's start off with musicians celebrating birthdays. Keith Flint, vocalist from the English electronic band The Prodigy, celebrating a birthday today, born in 1969. Anastasia, U.S. singer, born on this date in 1968. Steve Williams, drummer from the Welsh hard rock band Budgie, born on this date in 1953. Fee Waybill, lead singer for The Tubes, born in 1950. Let's see who else is celebrating. Hank Williams Sr., born Hiram King Williams, the singer-songwriter, regarded as one of the most important country music artists of all time. Born in 1923 on this date, we lost him January 1st, 1953. Those are your musicians born on this date. Let's go with famous people. Patrick Mahomes celebrating a birthday today. He is 29 years old. Actor Bobby Lee is 53 years old. Jennifer Williams, reality star, is 50. Let's see. John Ritter, the late John Ritter, born on this date in 1948. We lost him in 2003. Alex Ovechkin is 39 years old. And Kyle Chandler, actor, is 59 years old. And Danielle Brooks, TV actress, is 35. Those are the folks celebrating birthdays. Sean, do we have wrestlers celebrating birthdays?
Yes, sir, we do. The Goon, Wild Bill Irwin. He was born on this date in 1954. Masahiro Chono was born on this date in 1963. Fantasio was born on this date in 1961. And the loudest mouth of them all, Jim Cornette, was born on this date in 1961. Those are your birthdays for September 17th, 2024.
I like it. All right. Let's travel now over to music history and find out what happened today, September 17th in music history. In 91, Guns N' Roses did a midnight release of double albums simultaneously, putting out Use Your Illusion 1 and Use Your Illusion 2. They sold 500,000 copies of 2 records in 2 hours. In 2003, U2 singer Bono met with President George Bush to discuss giving more money to AIDS initiatives. In 67, the Doors appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show. Sullivan asked singer Jim Morrison to omit the line, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher," from Light My Fire, and the rocker agreed, but sang it anyway. It was awesome. Then they banned him from the show. In 78, 65, naked female models rode bikes around Wimbledon Stadium for the filming of the video for Queen's bicycle race. I want to ride my bicycle. In 2003, Smashing Pumpkins singer Billy Corgan presented a multimedia poetry performance in his hometown at the opening of the Poetry Center of Chicago's 31st annual reading series at the Art Institute of Chicago. And that's what happened today in music history. And there you go. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? That's what I say. Let's see. Oh, all right. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Why don't we? Let's do that. Alan Blanco, does your business need custom printing and embroidery? Hats and shirts or uniforms, whatever it is you need, man. Call my guy, Alan Blanco. They can get it done anywhere in the country. Call him. You can do all this stuff by phone, by Zoom, all that, man, and they can ship it right to you. They're in Hialeah, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Last night, the Falcons edged the Eagles 22-21. Both teams are 1-1 on the season. Saturday at 7 o'clock, UM visits South Florida. They're favored by 16.5, the over and under 65. Saturday, Inter Miami taking on Atlanta. Atlanta is plus 160 on the money line. Miami is plus 130 on the money line. Sunday, 4 o'clock, we will have your pregame show here ready to go. We will start at 1:30, finish at 3:30 to get you ready for the 4 o'clock kickoff. Dolphins at Seahawks will be live in Seattle at the Cove. Seahawks -5, over and unders 41.5. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Right. You know that some people like to liken Caitlin Clark's game to Pistol Pete Maverick. So they're calling her Ponytail Pete. Didn't know that. That's funny. That is funny. I never liked Puffy. I was a Tupac diehard. Didn't care for the East Coast, West Coast BS. Didn't like his style. Give me Biggie and Pac all day. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Puffy was more pop rap. It's the way you look at it. Whereas those guys, Tupac and Biggie, that's legit rap. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, pop rap is kind of like now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? You know, so that's the fun rap. You know, so that's kind of what I look at Sean Diddy Combs' music. It's what is it? I'm looking funny. I'm making money. You know, the one with the nose and all that shit. You know, that's that fun rap. You know what I'm saying? The Humpty Dance, right? That's the kind of stuff that you're talking about. But when you talk about Tupac and you talk about Biggie and you talk about NWA and you're talking about Kendrick Lamar and you're talking about, that's real rap. You know? Yeah, it's like rock. You'll have your rock that's kind of popish, but it's not really hard rock or metal. You know, same thing with rap. There's some rap that's popish, and that's how I never looked at Diddy as hardcore rapper. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that I would ever look at him like. Big O2 is about playing with emotion, is trying to profess something he's not. People can't take hits, others can't. Some can throw the ball, some can. It's just that, and he's got to keep trying to prove. Well, he's got, I think what you're trying to say, he's got nothing to prove, dude. And he's got to drop the ego. Because his ego is writing checks his body can't cash, as they say in Top Gun. And the faster he understands that, then maybe he can stay alive in this game. If he continues doing this stupid shit, he won't last very long in the game. It's pretty simple. He's got to take care of his body. Leave Skyler in. God willing, we tank for Rio franchise QB who's not injury prone or shrinks in cold weather. That's what's gonna end up happening. Big ol' Mike McDaniel reminds me of Mr. Piscoli. I bet he knows Mr. Hahn. Yeah, you mean he does remind you of definitely the stoner from Fast Times, Piccoli. There's no doubt. Let's see. Oh, what else do we have? Oh, by the way, everybody knows I don't believe in the dude anyways, as it is. But just to warn you guys ahead of time on the crypto side, since I do follow this stuff, the Trump stuff from yesterday, that's a shit coin that he's coming out with. The insiders will have a large chunk of it. It won't be out to the public. And so what they'll do is they'll milk the public's money and they'll sell their coins and milk that money out. Kind of like what's gone on with Trump Media, that it's, kind of failed. So, that it's just a grift. And that's all it is. So just in case, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can already tell you the way that coin is structured, it is not one for profits. So just, warning on that, because I saw a lot of that stuff on Twitter, but I get it. Most people don't follow crypto and don't know. And so they'll get bamboozled. Okay. Tupac got his start with Digital Underground. Yes, he did. You are correct, sir. You are correct. Let's see. What else? Oh, did the Jane's Addiction singer hire Antonio Brown's life coach? He's got problems, man. God, shame. My mother's a diehard rock and roll fan. I'm a diehard salsa son. Guaracha, Wawanko fan. However, I like all music, man. If it's good music, I'm playing it. Me too. Me too. Pop rap, I like too. But I know what pop rap is and what real rap is, you know. So I still can define it, you know. So yeah, I like pop rock also. And I love metal and hard rock, you know. You won't have to worry about the tank job being ruined with Skyler. He'll get you that top 5 pick. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. If you leave Skyler in, you're tanking. Yes. Yes. And plus, with McDaniel, you're kind of tanking as it is because he's not very good. Either Tua accepts he is in the pocket passer and that's all he is, or he has no future as a QB. You get it. I get it. It's up to Tua to get it. And if he gets it, he could have a Hall of Fame career. I really believe that. But if he wants to play this way, he's dead in the water. Big O, I blame Ross for this. Jeremy, you're allowed to blame Ross. You're allowed to blame Greer and McKenzie and Allen. You're allowed to blame whoever you want. Because right now, it's a mess. I can't tell you you're wrong, and I can't defend it. As much as I like the front office, it's happening right there. So all I can tell you is I'm wrong too, because I thought they had it going and they had it figured out, and hopefully that, you know, I knew there were some deficiencies on the line. We all talked about it, but if you could coach it up, maybe you could get by. And unfortunately, your quarterback does not, you know, cooperate. It's funny, right? Wow. What is it about the Miami Dolphins? You hire a coach in Brian Flores that doesn't want to cooperate with tanking. You draft a quarterback that doesn't want to cooperate with taking care of himself health-wise. You could also say you signed a wide receiver that doesn't really cooperate with the law too. But then, you know, that's a whole other conversation. But there's a lack of cooperation. Big O, what's your take on the new Pantera? Haven't heard enough of it to talk about it, bro. So can't really discuss it. Big O, only music I could never get used to was the boy band era. Don't know why. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's like the Menudo stuff, right? Same shit. Menudo, Backstreet Boys, same shit. You know. I feel the same way, really. There might be a song or two that might be a guilty pleasure for me, but yeah, overall, the boy band stuff, yeah. Oh, would Bare Naked Ladies and Toad the Wet Sprocket be a good show to watch? Hell yeah, dude. Have you ever been to a Bare Naked Ladies show? Toad the Wet Sprocket's fine, but have you ever been to a Bare Naked Ladies show? They're fantastic live. I like the Bare Naked Ladies. I think they're a decent band. They're excellent live. I became bigger fans of the Bare Naked Ladies because I saw them live. How screwed up is that? Because the way I went to see, I've seen the Bare Naked Ladies a couple of times now. And the first time, I went to see them because the Violent Femmes were opening up for them. I had never seen the Bare Naked Ladies. I know them. I know their music. They're pretty good. They're fun. And I was like, okay. So it was the guy from Men at Work. It wasn't Men at Work. It was only the lead singer. He's touring by himself. He does that a lot. Now he's touring Men at Work because he's got more of a band. God, I'm forgetting it. Colin Hay. So you got to remember everything. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Colin Hay was the opener. It's a funny story. So Colin Hay, if you know the Music for Men at Work, he opens up. It was at Sunset Cove. First time I ever saw Bare Naked Ladies. And so it led me to a second Bare Naked Ladies concert, which I'll follow up. So I go and I watch, and Colin Hay comes out and he sings all his Men at Work songs and all that. And he leaves out Who Can It Be Now? Now, he's out there by himself, so it's an acoustic set. Okay? And he leaves out Who Can It Be Now? And I'm pissed. Even if it's an acoustic, I'm like, how do you leave out Who Can It Be Now? So whatever. He gets off stage. Violent Femmes come on. The reason I'm really there is for the Violent Femmes. I fucking love Violent Femmes. I really love the Violent Femmes. So I enjoy the hell out of that concert. And then I stay for the Bare Naked Ladies. You know, because I like them, but I've never seen them. Boom. Concert was awesome. Midway through the concert, Colin Hay comes back. And guess what they do? Who Can It Be Now? Because they had the whole band and the saxophone. And if you know the song Who Can It Be Now, without the saxophone, that song is just not really the same song. You can't do it without the saxophone. So they did Who Can It Be Now with the Bare Naked Ladies and Colin singing, which was fantastic. That topped it off. I was like, all right, that's awesome. And then 2 years later, my buddy and I were in New York for a bunch of concerts for a week. And in Coney Island, there's a concert. And it's the Bare Naked Ladies, Better Than Ezra, and Katie Tunsil. Never seen Katie Tunsil. And let me tell you something. Katie Tunsil is very talented. Again, by herself. She plays like 6 instruments. She's awesome. Very talented. And then I had never seen Better Than Ezra live. I know their music. Same thing as Bare Naked Ladies. Dude, Better Than Ezra live is fantastic. I loved Better Than Ezra. Became a bigger fan of Better Than Ezra after that. And then I saw the Bare Naked Ladies. So I would tell you that if you have a chance to go see a Bare Naked Ladies concert, super fun concert. Super fun concert. Not the greatest band in the world, not the greatest concert you're ever going to go to, but you're going to have fun. Guaranteed. So that's what I would tell you. Okay. And I am a concert expert, not a financial expert. No, not a betting expert, but I am a concert expert. That I'm going to put a stamp on that bitch. Perry Farrell always had a loose screw up there. Yeah, but it's really bad now, man. It's sad. Drugs and alcohol will make your condition even worse. No, I haven't, and they are playing a cool spot in town next month. Thanks. So you will enjoy it, J-Time. I promise you. Dolphins need to draft a QB early next season is all I'm saying. Regardless of what happens, let McDaniel get his guy. I liked your comment up until the McDaniel part. I don't want anything to do with McDaniel anymore. I'm done with McDaniel. I think you need to fire him at the end of the season. Unless he can make some miracle turnaround here, unless he can show me that he can make Skyler a player or something, unless all of a sudden he starts like doing responsible shit during a game and his team's constantly prepared and they're not full of penalties and mistakes, okay, prove me wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong. I don't want to go through the cycle of changing front office and coaches over and over and over and over and over again. I'd love to keep the same. But he's not the guy. He's not the guy. I'm sorry, dude. I don't see it. I was never a fan of the Band Boys era, except for a few guilty pleasures that I've ended up liking because of Power 96 burned them out. Had no choice but to sing along with them. It's gonna be May. LOL. You're all I ever wanted. You're all I ever needed. So tell me what to do now. 'cause I want you back. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, let's see. Big O, I know this guy, a tough question because you're a music historian. What is your favorite all-time song? Oh, Jesus Christ. Man. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite all-time song. There's so many that I love. God. No, I don't think so. I don't think I can say just one song is my favorite all-time song. That's tough. That's tough. Let's see. Big O Duffy's 57th Avenue for Dolphins games this Sunday. I got you because you're fasting. Sean might eat the whole kitchen. Triple patty burger. Sean's losing weight too, bro. So he can't eat the whole kitchen. He can if he wanted to, but he's not going to do it. Music today will never be as good as the 70s and 80s music. Yeah, I agree. 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. The 90s had some good music. I think that's where good music really ended, is the 90s. In the 2000s, it's very sporadic. You have some great artists, but very few. Mostly all come from the 60s through the 90s. Most of them. Steven says, as you know, Mike McDaniel reminds me a lot of Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. I can see that, dude. I can definitely see that. That makes a lot of sense. We will be in Seattle this week. We're flying out on Thursday. Looking forward to it. We'll be at the Cove, and we'll be broadcasting there on Saturday. Short broadcast. We'll have some fun out there. Might be on a phone or something. Who knows? But Sunday we'll definitely be there for the pregame, pre and post, and we'll be out there getting it done. And thanks, of course, to our friends at R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall. Man, I got to tell you, it's just amazing, the service that they provide. Complete remodel, kitchen upgrades, and appliances. One of our listeners is now getting their floors and their kitchen done by R&M Contractors. Waterproofing if you need it, which we got to deal with a lot of that stuff on the terrace, the balcony. He does. They do work, by the way, in condominiums. Also, bathroom upgrades, which they're doing for one of our listeners. Floors, restoration, maintenance, stucco repairs, interior, exterior paint. They do it all, man. Drywall, level 5 finish. They've got new high-end custom homes, including all trades such as electrical, plumbing, mechanical. So they do it all for existing homes, new homes, upgrades, kitchens, bathrooms, floorings, wood, floor, tile, you name it. Impact windows and doors. They can take care of you. R&M Contractors does everything. So if you're looking to get it done and done the right way the first time, call my guy Ray at R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall. They will take care of you. 305-345-3649. That's 305-345-3649 for R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall. Call them anywhere in South Florida. All right. What do we have here? What do we have? Rise Taylor, thank you, sir. Nothing to say today except great show as always. Appreciate what you guys do. Thank you, Rise. It's very, very kind of you as always. Cash App or Venmo like Rye did at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Very kind of you, Rye. And remember, you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Big O singing sounds better than Fergie's national anthem. Wow, thank you. Big O, a little music trivia. You're finally going to get one. What was the first song ever? Oh, yes. Buggles. Video played the music. Video killed the music. Video killed the radio star. There you go. Video killed the radio star. And then it was Pat Benatar was number 2. You better run. You better hide. That was the second video played. So the Buggles and then Pat Benatar was number 2. So just in case if you're going to follow up, don't ask me who was number 3. That I don't know. Oh, my God, Big O, I wanted to chime in. I'm done with Mike McDonald's since last year, and he's confusing as shit in press conferences. Holy crap. Likes to hear himself talk. It's not that he likes to hear himself talk, John. He's constantly thinking about what he wants to say. And that's why it sounds so, stonerish. And the and the yeah. And that's why he sounds like such a stoner. He's a super smart guy, but he overthinks this. So it doesn't come. And you know what? It's the sad part, which also shows you that Mike McDaniel, maybe it's a sign that he doesn't have a lot of hope for the future. It's his 3rd year. The questions are kind of the same. I've been doing this for 34 years. You run into a couple different scenarios, but most everything's getting repeated over and over again. You still don't know how to handle press conferences. You still don't know how to give clear and concise and quick answers. Be direct. You don't know how to do that. You don't know how to craft an answer without thinking about it. Are you putting Tua on the art? Well, it's kind of one of those things that Tua has to decide, and he has to see the doctors and this. And that. Bro, shut the fuck up already. Are you putting Tua on the IR? We can't. We have to wait till the doctors and Tua decide. Once they decide, then we'll make a decision. Next question. That's it, dude. You don't need hem and haw and explain a whole bunch of bullshit that means nothing. Which, by the way, leads me to my point here that I wanted to talk about with the Dolphins today. When Coach was asked about placing Tua on the IR, he couldn't even answer it. And remember, this is for the people out there that really don't understand the sport and the business of it. And I keep explaining to you, the Dolphins are at Tua's mercy right now. The Dolphins can't push Tua out. The Dolphins can't tell Tua, we don't want to play you. We don't want to put you at health risk. Why? They will then have to pay the entire salary. So now they can't even put him on an IR, which he should be going on IR for 4 weeks. With his prior history, he should be gone for 4 weeks. But you got to wait till they tell you, Tua and the doctors. Because you don't want anything that could lead to some kind of a disagreement that leads to a whatever, and now you're adding evidence to it. Well, no, you were already pushing us out by putting us on the IR without even getting the medical advice, who they could have cleared us in a week and we could have played. And then you look like the employer that is trying to eliminate the employee who can work. So you can't do that. So you've got to wait for him to tell you that he's fine or he's not before you can put him on the IR. You got to wait for him to decide not to ever play again, or the doctors, to one doctor after another, to say, nope, I'm not clearing him. I'm not clearing him. I'm not clearing him. And then you're safe. You couldn't even announce IR yesterday, which we all know you should put him on, at least on the IR, dude. A guy like that, yeah, dude, give him a month off. Now, I know normal guys, maybe 2-3 weeks off their back. He's not normal. He didn't even recover. Nearly 2 years removed from a concussion, and he hasn't recovered. Look how easily he got concussed. So it just shows you, because you have people that are stupid and they think, oh, well, no, you got to cut Tua. You got to tell him he can't play. You can't do any of that, brother, because there's a business involved in all of this. There's a salary cap involved. There's dead cap money you want less and less of it tied to. The only way you're going to clear yourself from less and less dead cap money is him saying, no, I can't play. I can't do this. Doctors saying, I won't clear you. I won't put my reputation on the line. You're not well. Yesterday was a perfect example. So pay attention to what's going on, because it's clear that that's how much they're in the dark right now. They're all at his mercy. This is Chris Bosh all over again, dude. Chris Bosh all over again. And you felt like you were hostage for 2 years under Chris Bosh. Those were some long seasons. Yeah, River Craycraft is on the IR. He'll be back in week 5, sir. He'll miss the first 4 games, and then he's back. Okay? You will know if Tua is going to the IR by Saturday. Let's hope so. He should. Yeah, that's a good one, because he's meeting with other doctors this week. I'm sure he met last week with a doctor or two sometime on Friday or Saturday. But now he's probably going to meet with several this week. And so, yeah, we should have something by Saturday. I hope. Big O, I would do the opposite. I would play him Sunday without a helmet. Learn the hard way. Big O, I'm confused as to how Tua gets $124 million if forced medically to retire. Is that only if the Dolphins or the doctors he still gets paid, or it's just the doctors? I'm confused. I don't know exactly the technicalities behind it, but I think he can challenge for it if he can't play anymore. So that'll be up to an arbitration case. You know what I mean? He could get up to that. I don't know how much he really is going to get. If he's not cleared or he can't do it, that's where the Dolphins are going to be able to recoup the most money. But if the Dolphins try to push him out, then they won't be able to recoup one penny. But again, I'm not smart enough to find out how much he can recoup and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have to live and learn right now. You have the bye week. Tua can get 5 weeks and not go on IR. Well, as long as you don't need the roster spot. Because other people could get hurt. You know what I mean? All we know for certain is he's not going to play against the Seahawks, but I expect 1 month out. Right. Yes, but if Tua gets another concussion and never wakes up again, who will be the first to sue the Dolphins and the NFL? It will be a lot more than his contract. True and not true. Because once you decide to play and the doctors clear you, you've decided to play. So the NFL is no longer, they tell you everything. They tell you, look, the head trauma can cause this, this, and this. If you have another one, this, and this, the chances of you getting it are this. They tell you, the NFL now can't get sued anymore. Because they tell you what's going on. Everyone knows now that every time Tua does this, could be causing long-term damage. Everyone knows it now. Tua knows it. He can't sue. That's why I'm telling you that the Dolphins have to just hands off. They have to wait for Tua and the doctors. They cannot, they're screwed. They cannot touch this situation. They couldn't do it in any situation, any kind of injury. They have to allow the player and the doctors to determine it. That's it. It's like sometimes when people have guaranteed contracts and you fire them, you pay the whole contract because the contract's guaranteed. Now, if they quit, that's where you could get a break. Let's see. To explain it simply, if Tua is cleared and decides not to play, he gets less money. If Tua doesn't get cleared and is forced to retire, he gets more money. Well, no, if he doesn't get cleared, you can challenge it, but he won't make as much either. Because if he's not cleared, that's the material that the NFL needs for, justifiable, what's it called? Parting of ways. You know what? I'll live and learn about this like you guys will, because, all the ins and outs of the contract and the legalities, I'm not smart enough for that. Both Chris Bosh and 2003 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion Brian Vickers both had blood clots. It's sad that both their careers got cut short because of blood clots. Yeah, blood clots are scary, man. And thank God they're both with us, because that's the other thing. You can lose your life. Tua should quit football and try to be in a rock band. I am worried about the short-term situation. It's the long-term impact of multiple concussions. Short-term, he will clear at some point. Exactly. If doctors let you play and you force yourself to play, I don't see how Miami can get sued. Right, exactly. They can't. They can't get sued. You are correct, my man. They can't get sued. So, yes. All right. It is time to wrap it up on the show. Thank you all out there as always. I appreciate you all. We thank Manny Navarro. We thank, of course, the legend that is Sean Stanley, baby, mastering this program. Thanks to all out there as always. Keeping it locked here. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Very, very important. Please smash it, and the like button too. Don't forget to visit our merchandise shop. And you can always make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Hialeah Park will be there tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Tomorrow, not Thursday. Tomorrow, because Thursday we're going to be in Seattle. So tomorrow we'll be at Hialeah Park. Afternoon show. We'll see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.